Hi everybody, welcome back to the Gallowgateshots YouTube channel. Welcome back to another little video, something a little bit different from us this time. As you all are probably aware, Allan Saint-Maximin has a card game out called Helios. Getting hold of the game has been extremely hard, but they have now released it in an app. So I've been doing a little bit of playing with it. I've tried to get my head around it. I'm still not 100% on the full rules. There are some things that even when I'm playing, it gets me a little bit, well, put it this way, the game absolutely turns my arse sometimes when it comes to playing. But thought we'd take a little look at it, thought we'd go through the rules that are in the app, and then we'll play a couple of games, and I'll probably get me arse handed to us, like I've said, a couple of times by the computer. If you want to download this, I believe it's in the App Store on both iOS and Android. I've got it on my iPhone here, so I'm just going to unlock my phone and we can take a look. So when you first load it up, you've got to create an account, you've got to log in, then you've got to create this little like Greek mythology avatar thing, but that's the whole gist of this thing. It's all around Greek mythology. What we'll do, we'll have a look at the game rules first, because it takes a little bit getting your head around. So from what I can see, I'll read this out, but what I can see, basically it's a higher game. So you play a card and the other person has to play a higher value card if they can. And then whoever can't play the card wins the round. But we'll read out what it says. So it says the player who starts will place any card down on the table. From here, you must then take it in turns to place down a card of equal or higher value than the card played by the player before. Like I said, higher, and you go up and up and up. My phone locked, sorry about that. Otherwise, if a player cannot or wishes not to place a card, you are then out until the round of cards is finished. What then happens is you roll a dice, and if you roll 1, 2 or 3, you then have to draw a card from the deck. If you draw 4, 5 or 6, the cards just go into, there's like another deck where the discarded cards go and you don't. But the person who played the card has then won that round, and then they go again. And you basically just go and go and go until you've got no cards left. Now this is where it gets a little bit like, I couldn't quite get my head around this at first, but then it seemed to make a little bit more sense. Say I play a card, say I play a 3, and then an opponent plays a 3. The next person, and in this game it's only 2 players, so it's you again. You then must play another 3. If you don't have it, you lose the round, and you roll the dice to see if you pick up a card or you move on. Then there's a multiple cards thing, which also kind of caught me out a little bit to begin with. So basically, say if in my hand I've got two or three 5s. I can play those all at once, and what happens then is the next person has to either play 3 cards higher than a 5, or again they're out, and the round is finished. Like it says here, the aim of the game is for players to get rid of all of their cards. Players cannot finish with any power cards. We'll talk about power cards in a minute, about what they are. And if you do have a power card on the last card, you lose the game. And I've done that a few times where I've been storing that and then I've lost the game because of it. So, like I said before here, draw a card from the deck. When you can't play or you don't want to play, so that's the thing, you don't have to play your card if you can actually play it. You roll the dice, you get 1, 2 or 3, you draw a card from the deck, and then the hand goes to the other player. If you score 4, 5 or 6, you don't draw a card, but the hand still goes to the other player. So it's one of those things of, obviously you're trying to get rid of all your cards, so you could risk it and see how lucky you are with the roll of a dice. But one thing you can't do is then, once you draw that card, you can't play it. The hand is over, so you then go again. So these are the power cards. You've got a joker, and basically anytime you play that, the round pretty much gets null and void, and the round restarts. The joker is impacted by all of the power cards as well. You've got Hades, which allows you to remove the best card from your opponent's deck. That card must be shown. And if you do that and the player only has one card left, they lose the round, or they lose they're eliminated from the game. Again, these rules I think are for like if you're playing with 4, 5 or 6 people, whereas in the app you can only play against the computer at the moment. They are changing that, or they are bringing in multiplayer. So maybe they'll do a video where we all get the app and we'll have a few games. We'll see what happens. You've got Artemis, allows the player to pass the card of their choice to another opponent. So say if I want to get rid of a low value card, I can do that. I can give it to the other person. I don't like using this card because that usually then means they've got double cards and then I can't play and it goes through. But we'll see when we play some games. And then the last one is Hypnos. Hypnos extinguishes the best card and turns it into a 2. So basically any card you've got, if that's your best one, that then becomes a 2. And they get grayed out in the app, which is nice to see. Here's the hierarchy of cards. So you can see Joker is top, then Hades and Artemis and Hypnos, so the power cards. And then it's your suit of cards, right? Ace, King, Queen, Jack, 10, all the way down to 2. Aces are high on this one. And that's the power card distribution. So there's no more than 4 Jokers and then 2 of the rest of them in any given hand. So that took me a little while to get my head around because I was reading it and then trying to play and it just wasn't really happening and working for us. But I think I've got my head around it now. So what we'll do, let's play a couple of games and we'll show you what this is like. So I'm going to play on medium because hard, this thing absolutely kills me every single time. It does on medium and easy, if I'm being honest, so we'll see what goes on here. But I'm going to hit select, and the first thing you've got to do is roll a dice. Now, I've noticed this app's a bit iffy, where the computer always rolls a 6, and they always go first. I've had a couple of times where it hasn't, but most of the time they roll 6. So I'm going to hit roll dice. I rolled a 1. Computer rolls a 3. Okay, so computer goes first. So what you can see here, the computer's at the top, I'm at the bottom. Here's all my cards. They've played 2 4s. So now what I've got to do is either play 2 cards together. So you see I've got 2 10s and 2 jacks to beat that. Or if I have, I've got 2 Artemis cards as well, which I'm going to play. So I'm going to play these 2 10s. So I'm just going to tap on them and hit OK. And that's now my play. And then the opponent, the computer, then has to, if they've got a higher card, play 2 more cards. They didn't. They decided to roll the dice. Rolled higher than a 3, so they... the cards just got discarded, but I won the hand, so now it's my turn. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for a lower value card. I'm just going to play a 6. So the computer can now play anything from 6 or above, or the opponent can play anything from 6 or above. So you see they've played a queen. Now if I had another queen, I could play that, and that would mean the computer would then have to play another queen. This is where it gets a bit confusing, but I don't. So what I can do is I can play this king, and then the hand goes over to the computer and we'll see what they decide to play. So let's see what they do here. So they've played Hypnos. So what they've done is they've turned off my best card, which is the Joker. That now becomes a 2. Now what I can do, I can also play Hypnos and do the same back to them. So I'm going to turn off their best card. And guess what? It's a Joker as well. So there's 2 Jokers out. So we know now there's only 2 Jokers left. And there's probably no more Hypnos cards because there was only 2 of them. So you've got to kind of be thinking about what power cards are still in play as well. So they've played their Joker, which is a 2. Now I can play my Joker, which is also a 2. And then if the computer has a 2, they have to play that. And if they play it, then I would have to play a 2, and I've got a 2. This is what I don't get. I don't know how they've played an ace. I don't understand how that happened, because according to the rules, if you play the same value, you have to then continue to do that. So this is the bit that really I don't understand. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to play Artemis. I'm going to give them a 3. And then that has a 3 for there. And we'll see what the computer decides to do here. They rolled the dice. They rolled a 1, so they have to draw a card. And now it's my turn. So what I'm going to do, because I don't think they've got a 2, I'm going to play a 2. And we'll see what happens. So it's kind of, it's a bit like poker, and it's a bit like chess, and it's a bit like, okay, so they did have a 2. So now I have to play a 2, but I can't. Now this is where I don't get it, because in the last round, that's what I did to him, or the computer, and then he played an ace. And I don't understand how that happened, but as I play this more, if I do play this more, I'll probably figure out. So I'm going to hit skip, which will roll the dice. I rolled a 6. I don't have to draw a card, but I lose the hand, and then the computer it's then their go. If anyone knows why they were able to play that ace, let us know in the comments, because it's the one thing that's really I don't understand how that worked. So in this hand, they've played 2 sevens. I'm going to play 2 jacks because that's all I can do. I'm going to hit OK. And then if the computer has a higher double, then they can do it. Now, I didn't have to play these. I could have skipped and rolled the dice. And that's kind of the mind games you play, but I'm playing against a computer, so I don't know how much mind games really come into it here. So the next thing I'm going to do, because I've got only 3 cards left, it's my turn. I'm going to play Artemis, because if I finish on Artemis, I lose. And I'm going to give the computer a 7. So there's your nice number 7, computer. And I've only got 1 card left here. Now, if the computer also has Artemis, they can also play it, but they didn't. They've decided to roll and draw a card. So I think, and I've had this happen where I haven't, but if I now hit number 9, I think I win. I think, because I've got rid of all my cards. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so I won that game. Very surprising. I haven't won many, as you can see by the number of these coins that I've got. I don't have many coins at all. But what I've done in the past is I've kept a hold of one of those power cards, and then right at the end, I've lost the game because I've had one of them. So quite quick games. I'm going to play another one. I'm going to again put it on medium, and we'll see what happens this time. So we'll roll the dice. I've rolled a 1 again. That seems to be a growing theme here. And again, like I said, computer usually always rolls a 6. They need to sort that out because that's an absolute pain in the arse. So computer's played 2 3s. So I've actually got a few cards I can play here, but I'm going to play these 8s. So let's play them. So now the computer has to play 2 cards of a higher value. Now where this gets nice is I've got 2 aces as well, so I could in theory play them again. They decided not to. They actually decided to roll the dice. I'm actually going to do this with 3 kings now. So I'm going to play these 3 kings to get rid of a good chunk of cards. Now the computer has to play 3 aces if they have them. Or they could play, I think they could play a joker and potentially null and void, but that's the other thing with the jokers. I'm not 100% when you can and can't play them. They highlight on mine when they can, but it's not all the time, so I'm not sure on that. So I won that hand. So I'm now going to play Hypnos, because Hypnos will turn off their best cards, which was an ace. So I now know that the computer doesn't have any power cards until they draw. So they've just drew a card, so that could be a power card, but I know that they don't have that, and I know I've just killed one of their aces. So I now think if I play these 2 aces and hit OK, I think now the computer probably won't have 2 more aces on there. They could do, but I don't know how many actual cards you have. See, they've rolled a 6. Now it's my go again. So if I wanted to get rid of 2 cards instantly, I could play those 2 jokers, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep them for a little bit later on. I'm going to play the 6. Now the computer can play anything above a 6. So 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King. So they played another 6, so I have to play a 6. But what I can do is I can play a joker. So that means I go again. So that's why I kept my joker there. So I'll do a number 2. And we'll see what the computer comes up with. So they've played a queen. So I don't have anything higher than a queen, but I'm going to play my joker again. And then that nulls the round, but I get to go again because I think I started it. If the computer started it, I'm not sure what happens there. I've never played a joker when the computer started the round. Okay, so we'll play the 7. This is where I think, oh, I've won this, and then the computer just absolutely rinses me 9 times out of 10. They'll play like doubles and triples, and I've just got to keep skipping. So you see they played a king. I can't play the king. So now the computer has the hand, right? Because I've got to hit skip. I've rolled a 1. I draw a card. What am I drawing? I've got another joker, which actually is quite nice. I think this might work in my favour here, but we'll see. So they're going to play 2 cards, or 3 cards. So the 2 2s and the ace, which I nullified, which becomes a 2. Now you see, I can't play the joker. I think maybe I need 3 jokers to do that. So I'm going to hit skip again. I roll a 3. I draw another card. I've now got a Hades. So the Hades is the one that allows you to nullify their card, which is something that I'll probably play if I can. So again, they're playing 2 4s. I don't have 2 cards the same, so I've got to hit skip. Rolled a 1. See, I called this. I knew this is what they would do. And I've got a 2. So this is the thing with this game that I'm still learning about, is I think I'm winning and I get down to 1 card, and then, yeah, like there's 4 jacks. Like, how am I supposed to like hit skip, roll a 4? Then they just tan my arse with this, and they just absolutely get rid of them. Now, what I might be able to do here is if he gets down to one card, play Hades, and then that would lose them. So you see he's played 2 9s. So I'm going to hit skip because I don't have 2 9s. But I think when he plays this card, he wins. I don't think I can play anything. We'll see what happens. He plays a 7, and I think I've lost. Yeah, I lost. Like, that's the thing I'm still trying to learn about this game. Like, it can absolutely demolish you when you think you're on top. Like, that was... I thought I was about to win with 1 card left, and then he played doubles and triples and quadruples, and it absolutely caned us. So we'll do one more before we wrap this video up. I'm going to play medium again. I'm going to roll the dice. I rolled a 3 that time. It wasn't a 1, which is nice, but computers rolled a 4, so they get to go first. So let's have a look at my cards. I've got a few... Ooh, I think I've got most of the jokers there, and I've got most of the other cards. So again, they've played 2 3s. I could play 2 jacks, but I'm going to play the 2 queens and hit OK. So incidentally now, if they play 3 cards, I can play 3 jokers and then win the round back. I think I win the round back. We'll see what happens with that. So I maybe won't use my jokers just yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Artemis, and I'm going to give them a number 3. So there's a nice little gift for you. There's a number 3. And we'll see what happens. They're playing the Joker. So now they play by the looks of things. So they've played a Queen. I'm going to play the King. They're now playing again. He's played Hades, so he's nullified. Well, he's made me withdraw one of my jokers. I think if I play Joker, I get the game back. So let's do that. Let's see what happens. Yes, I now get to play. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to play Hades, and I'm going to turn off their best card. So their best card was a king, so I now know they have no more power cards. But we saw what happened in the last game. That really didn't help, and they've just drew a card, so we'll see what happens. So now I'm going to play the 6. I do have these 3 jacks, which I'm kind of holding on to. I don't know if that's a good or bad strategy. Only playing against a computer, you cannot really get a strategy. Like, you don't know how other people are going to play this. So hopefully when they release multiplayer, you'll be able to learn this game a bit more. So now what I'm going to actually do, I'm going to run 3 jacks. And see if he has a triple higher than that, because I've got the Joker that I can play. But again, I think I need 3 to play on this, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, he didn't. He rolled a 5. So now I can't play the ace because that would make me lose. So I'm going to play the Joker, which I think gives me my play again, which it does. And I'm going to play the ace, which I think makes me win. But I have had it where I've played this and he's played another card, and I haven't won. See, he says he's playing, so I haven't won. Something's happened there. Yeah, he's played Artemis and he's given me a 2. So I think the Artemis card is the only card that can be played when you're on your last card. So if you have one, you can play it and then give them another card. So we're going to skip, roll a 1, I draw a card, and this is where the computer will absolutely cane me every single time I've played this. And this is only on medium. I've never tried it. I've tried it once or twice on hard, and it just wasn't working for me. So there's another double. I'm going to hit skip, roll a 1, draw a card. I've got an ace. Aces are usually quite good to kind of win a round if there's a single card going out, because normally they'll play higher cards. Here'll be another double. Oh, it's a 6. Okay, well that's good, because what I can do... Now this is where I've got to be careful, because if I play an 8 and he has one, then I lose. But let's play the 8 and see what happens. Like I say, it's only a bit of fun this. It's not like there's any money on the line or anything. So we're doing 8. He's played the king, so I'm going to play the ace. And if he doesn't have an ace, I think I win this game because he can't replay the round. We'll see what happens. I think he probably has got an ace. It looks like it's taking his time. Yeah, he's playing, so he's got something. Oh, he rolled. Okay, I think I've won this. Unless he's got another Artemis card, because there are 2. So let's play the 2. Let's see what happens. You play the 2. Come on. I must have won this. I've got no cards left. It's taking his time, though. That's the thing. It takes his time when the opponent gets to play. If he has another Artemis card, this goes on again. Or potentially it's crashed. There we go. Victory. So there you have it. That was just a little bit of fun. Thought we'd do a little video looking at this because the app is out. Like I said, it's on Android and iOS. If I can find them, I'll leave the links to them in the descriptions below. But if you know more about this than I do, because like I say, I've literally just been playing this for the past like day or two in me, when I've been sat on the sofa and there's been nothing on the telly. Let me know if any of what I've said is wrong. It probably is. If anyone's got the actual card game, how does this differ? Because I've seen that there's coins in the card game, and that isn't in here, so I've no idea what that's all about. And if Allan Saint-Maximin's watching and he wants to come on the show and show us how to play this, we're all for that, mate. So get yourself on before the season restarts and we can maybe look at that. But anyway, thanks for watching this one. If you do like this sort of content, we'll probably do another one of these videos when the multiplayer comes out, and we'll maybe see if we can get a few of the other lads from the Gallowgateshots channel on a game, and we'll see what happens there. Or we may even start doing like a weekly or a monthly kind of round where we'll play a few games every now and again. But that's it for me. If you like this content, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It really does help us out, and it really helps get this to other members of the Newcastle community, and probably now the Helios community, because we'll probably hit those videos. I don't see many on YouTube, but it's not the sort of thing I look for. So we'll see what happens with that. And if you want to go one step further, you can always hit the scroll down and subscribe. It's $2.99 a month. It gets you early access to videos like this, and it'll also get you access to the Telegram group. But anyways, that's it for me. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks everybody. Bye bye.